It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1546, recorded Sunday, November 22nd, 2015. The Fazekas Keyboard. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, we have a way to make sure you keep your eyes on the road and a way to thermal image with your smartphone. And then finally, some Game Boy classics. All coming up next on the Giz Wiz.
It's the same dumb show with Dickie D and OMG Chad on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
And here we are, ready for the Giz Wiz, and here he is, the master of gadgets, Dick DeBartolo. How are you doing, Dick?
Chad, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing super. We're still doing this little show, even though we've both are now network talents.
Network superstars. You may have remember me from such roles as the game guy on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Woo! We both participated in the 40-hour, 40 for 40 Good Morning America live stream. And you covered gadgets from the past, some of the most ridiculous things you've ever seen.
Right.
And I covered some video game gadgets that, for the holiday gift guides. For a holiday gift guide.
Gift guide, yes. And also, it was like one of the most technically advanced things ever. I remember when my producer from World News Now was responsible for that hour, and he knows the show, so he said, "Can you do it? And can you ask Chad if he'll do it?" And I knew Becky was doing it, and he was saying, "Do you know how to cut between you people?" And I go, "I don't." I said, "You're the network."
I
said, "But if you," he said, "But we don't know a lot about streaming." And I said, "Well, Becky's going to Twit." And so, but what was amazing about it is that, so Twit had Leo and Becky live, Chad and me on Skype. They were rolling in the pictures I needed for my spot. But ABC News in New York was rolling in the videos.
Yeah, it was all over.
Then, while in the middle of our spot, they had to go to Israel.
Yes.
For a break from a newscaster there. I mean, it was really astounding.
It was really quite amazing. It felt like we had all of these various, streams of video. Because I was watching, it was like, Becky was talking, and then I would see overlays that I know that Twit doesn't have. I was just like, oh my gosh, they must be switching. Basically, we're switching it twice, because Twit is switching, and then New York is switching, and they can talk to each other. It was amazing. It really, really was. And even I could have switched on my end, too, if I so desired. So we could have had 3 people switching their video source. That would have been ridiculous.
It turned out great. It was the first time that I was nervous Skyping. Oh, and the other thing is,
I was so nervous for my spot.
The other thing is, it's a network, and they said, my producer said, just remember, it's not going to be like Twit. It's not open-ended. They came to us a little bit late, but I knew that we had to end right on time because they were going directly into World News Now, their network, overnight network news live. And so we couldn't dawdle, and we didn't dawdle.
No.
Although someone in the chat room said, did Chad show his dongle? Yeah, Chad did.
I showed off a dongle. And
Becky said, Chad, you're the first person on this hour to use the word dongle. I'm proud of you.
Yes. They had a drinking game to figure out who would say it first, and apparently I won. So it was so much fun, and it is very funny. I was very nervous before getting on. I was so nervous I was worried I was going to flub my words or wouldn't be able to say exactly what I wanted to.
Oh, you know,
I haven't been nervous for a spot in years.
Calm. No, me. I was more nervous because I'm thinking, God, if my video goes, you know, with the chat room, if the computer goes down, the chat room says, oh, they'll be back in 3 minutes.
Right.
And I'm thinking, if the video goes down here, it's not going to be a good thing.
No. No. Yeah, you're really relying on
yes, exactly. And the same as we're doing today, I had 2 Skype things going, so they could do my close-ups on one Skype number and me talking on another Skype number. But now it's in the record books. My one of my little things they put on the Good Morning. You know, I'll just show it now. I was going to do it in Gadget Warehouse, but I have a second thing for Gadget Warehouse. They loved the signal lights.
There you go.
There they go.
Yes.
They absolutely loved the signal light.
You know what is so funny is when I saw those, I knew exactly what they were.
Oh, did you have them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, yes. If it's the same product that I'm thinking of, those aren't actually pedestrian signal lights, right?
Well, they're marketed as pedestrian signal lights.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Okay.
What did you make up your own?
No. When I was into magic, there was routines where you could pick out light from various things, and so there wouldn't be anything in the air, and then you would pick a light out, and you could do cool things with it. You could transfer it from hand to hand. You could put it in your ear, and it would stay there, and that was the gimmick that you would use. That whatever that thing is that you put behind your ear with the LED, that's the same clear acrylic LED. That's the exact gimmick that you would use to act like it had gone and stayed in your ear. And so I thought you were showing off a magic trick that you had and just renamed it to the pedestrian.
No. They are officially pedestrian turn signals.
Wow.
With the little controller.
Yeah, that's the exact controller. It's the exact product. It really is.
Well, you know what? Well, then, but mine have little hang-on ear things. Let me see if I can get one off without taking my...
No, that's exactly what you would use.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, you know what? Maybe I guess they bought them and just adapted them for what you guys wanted them for.
Let me see if I can find exactly the product.
Okay, now I could not find I found one place that still listed them, a toy collector's site, and it said we have one pair of pedestrian turn signals. And since I took mine out of the box, I thought I better buy that one set. So see if you can find this.
So this is the magic trick. Oh
my word!
And so you would pick light out of the air.
Well, how could you pick light out of the air if it has this long cable?
Well, there's different products for different applications. The one where you picked it out using your hand was a completely different gimmick than what you would do to put it in your ear. I don't know if they still carry the ear product.
Oh, how funny!
But this was this was the product.
Oh my! Oh well, they were expensive.
Oh yeah.
Because the turn signal things were $10, and I think I paid $4 shipping, so they were $14.
I can't tell. Yeah, So there's different lighting product. Here's. This is. So you can see that's the routine.
Oh, okay. And then you would make believe it went into your ear?
Yes, exactly. So and the gimmick to make it look like it goes in your ear was that exact product where.
Oh, and then you would light it like with a pocket controller.
Yeah. You'd have one hand in your pocket, and the wire would go down the back of your shirt.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what routine he's doing now.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, anyway. that's the D-Light
Yeah.
gimmick. But anyway, I swore that you were just making that up.
No, they are pedestrian, yeah. And that was so great. You had your Giz Wiz sign up.
Yeah, I did. I kept the sign up.
Yeah, you did it from the Giz Wiz set, your ABC thing. That was super.
Yep. So I guess
we'll
jump into some gadgets.
We'll jump into some gadgets. So there was an event on November 10th called the CES Unveiled New York. And it was like 10 or 12 years ago when I realized, I wondered for years when I went to CES in January, you would go to a booth and they would have a big sign that said, we won the 2016 Innovation Award. And I would say, wait a minute, it's 4 days into 2016. How did you win it already? So it turns out, and I wasn't invited to these events like the first couple of years. I didn't know about them. It turns out that there's an event called CES Unveiled in November, and that's where they announce all the winners. And they specifically do that so that winners can actually make up signs and make up banners, whatever, at the show that they are the winners or the honorees. So these are 3 products from CES Unveiled. The first one is kind of amazing because it was invented by a group of teenagers, and it's called Smart Wheel. And the object here was they were teenagers, and they found out that teenagers are 4 times more likely to be distracted because they're so into gadgets, and they wanted to do something about it. So they started a company, and they came up with this. Dick DeBartolo, Mads Manistrator, and the Giz Wiz One Take Theater here at GizWiz.tv. So we're at Smart Wheel, and there's a terrible driver here. He actually pulled the wheel off the steering column. Actually, it's TJ. And TJ, tell us, what is the deal with the Smart Wheel? and TJ, I want it totally in rhyme.
No, yeah. I can do that.
You can just tell us.
All right, definitely. So the Smart Wheel is the first proactive solution to the problem of distracted driving. It's the first intelligent steering wheel cover, really. But basically how it works is it installs just like a regular steering wheel cover, has sensors that detect the position of the driver's hands. And from that, it's actually able to determine the likelihood the driver's distracted. When it detects...
So all the electronics are in the cover.
Exactly. It's a self-contained unit. And what it does is when it detects distraction, it alerts the driver in real time with lights and a tone to refocus them on the road ahead. And when it detects that, and that information is then stored on our device, is available via Bluetooth through our companion mobile app and to the cloud, where the driver, or if it's the case, young drivers, their parents, can monitor the driving grades of their drivers and be able to track their improvement over time and win cool rewards.
And it's all in real time. So mom's at home with the smartphone, and she's actually watching or learning how he's holding the wheel?
Very soon. Currently, it's on-demand download, so you have to walk in with Bluetooth range to our device, but that's technology that's coming up very quickly.
And is there any warning for the driver himself who's holding the wheel?
Say that again, sorry.
If the driver is distracted, what does the Smart Wheel do to tell him he's being distracted?
Exactly. So when it detects that the driver has, for example, both hands off the wheel, eating a hamburger, or doing something distracting, it alerts the driver in real time with red lights and a tone to refocus the driver. And then when they position their hands safely, they have 2 hands on the wheel, that then turns green for a short period of time to confirm that they are now using safe driving position.
Now, TJ, would it know the difference between when the car is not moving and the car is moving?
Yes, it does. It only turns on and off automatically only when the car is moving, and also disables itself when you're turning, because, of course, there are many different methods to turn the wheel.
All right, so there's like an accelerometer in there that can tell motion?
Yep. We have a bunch of sensors that we use, everything from capacitive technology to thermocouples to accelerometers. We also are bringing some other third-party technologies in as well, such as vital sign detectors and breathalyzers.
Okay, and finally, TJ, is it available now, and what's the cost?
So it'll be available at CES in January, and the initial cost will be $199 on our website, but we're working on early bird deals, of course. So be sure to check our website in January.
And that website is?
www.smartwheelusa.com.
smartwheelusa.com. That's pretty neat. Dick DeBartolo, Mansmet is trying to end the Giz Wiz. One take theater. I am a big wheel. Bye.
That's neat. And especially, he said breathalyzer technology.
Yes, I think that they are offering the technology to all third-party developers. So I guess one of the things they hope to do is work a breathalyzer test into it also.
Anytime a gadget has thermal coupling, I think I'm all on board.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Gyroscopes, capacitive and thermal coupling. I was like, I'm all on board with this product.
Yeah,
you know,
thermal coupling and dongles. Well, I mean,
exactly.
you can't go wrong with either one.
No, absolutely
and
not.
someone in the chat room said, weren't they on Shark Tank? They were on Shark Tank, and they got someone to invest $100,000, but then later on, the investor wanted to do something that they just decided to go their own way. So they are continuing to develop it. And I did say they were teenagers before. Well, when they were on Shark Tank, they were still all teenagers. But now TJ is getting old at 20.
He's so old. I mean, he should basically just retire. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
It all goes downhill from there.
Get the thing, get it out on the market and then take early retirement.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So let's jump into their next product then.
Our next gadget is called Pico Brew. And it's another way to make beer at home.
Oh.
So let's take a look. Oh, yes. Let's take a look at this one.
Dick DeBartolo, Mansmet is trying to end the Giz Wiz one take theater here at gizwiz.tv. A couple of years ago, we saw Pico Brew, not Peekaboo, Pico Brew. And we're back here, and Avi, I'm seeing like a totally different machine. What happened?
Totally different machine. So when we started, we started with the professional machine, right? So that was designed around loose ingredients and full-on professional brewery tasting for recipe development and designing new recipes, like anything you want to do. And what was exciting about that too is that people who had never brewed before start doing that too, and so home brewers are buying it and new brewers. But it's still, that's not where we want to be for everyone, like who's never brewed before. And this is about making that next step and having something that's just so approachable and more affordable that anyone can brew fresh custom craft beer in their home and have it come out great.
And so what are these boxes that we see?
So these are recipe kits. And so this new machine, the Pico, is designed around Pico packs. And we'll have recipe kits that are from our own recipes, recipe kits that are from breweries. We have over 70 breweries that are already signed up on the program, more signing up every day. I just got a note that a little brewery up in the Yukon that I visited a couple of years ago, Yukon Brewing in Whitehorse, of all places, is signed up. And like, I had that beer and I was like, this is so great, and I'm never gonna have it again because I'm not gonna drive to Alaska twice.
And you call yourself a beer lover.
You know what, there's a lot of beer to love. But it was a great beer, and I was like, I'm never going to have this again. And now all of a sudden I am. Like, I'm going to be able to have it, not just have it, but have it on tap at home the way it should be, right?
Okay. Give us a quick demo, not a demo. I know you're not doing actual demos, but how it will work.
I mean, it's an actual demo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's an actual demo.
It's an actual demo. Demos, or it's a demo. So you'll put your grain and hops packs in the machine. So just slide out the drawer.
This will be in a package.
This will be in a package. So in this box, you'll have two containers in it. One for grain, one for hops. You'll put them both in the machine. Slide it in. The machine will recognize that you've put it in there, and it'll recognize the pack. It'll recognize, like, oh, you put in the B52 Blonde. Now, even though there's a fixed set of ingredients in the pack, you can't brew every beer from the same ingredients, but you can actually brew a range of beers from the same ingredients, and we want you to have that ability to customize, and this is about the beer that you want to drink. And so you go to that box with a blonde, it's like, oh, you know what? Like, that's a blonde, but it's called the B52. It's a bit of a big blonde. It's a little more bitter, and you're like, you know what? I don't like that. I like my beer a little bit less bitter. And so you can adjust that. You can tune the bitterness down with the same ingredients. And similarly, alcohol level, that thing's at 5.7%. I like my beer a little bit sweeter and, a little more concentrated.
So just from the ingredients in there, the brewing will actually vary the alcohol level.
Yeah, exactly. And so we adjust the basically time and temperature that the water is flowing through the grains, and we can adjust the extraction accordingly.
Okay. And you know, I'm very dumb about this. So what are we using as the liquid?
So water. So
just plain old water?
Plain old water. So, you know, we start with distilled or RO water because we want to be able to have a good known base, and so we can have all the right adjustments in the pack that really get your water to be exactly what it should be for the style of beer. And you start out with water. I mean, this is real beer. This isn't Mr. Beer Kit. There's water, grain, hops, and yeast.
Does this come with the machine?
It does, yeah. So the machine comes with one keg that's used for brewing and fermenting, and also comes with a dispensing keg. And you can get additional ones, so you can get multiple batches at a time. I mean, that's why the keg is separate. So you can brew a batch, and then while it's fermenting, you can brew another batch.
And how long does it take to do each step?
So the brewing cycle is only about 2 hours. And then once you're done brewing, you have a keg of hot, unfermented beer called wort. And you let it chill. You could quick chill it if you want. Just let it chill overnight. Add the yeast, and wait for it to ferment. Nature has to do its thing. It depends on the beer. And so some beers, you could have a brown that ferments out in 3 days, or an IPA in 5 to 7, an imperial, and
And is this fermenting at room temperature?
Is it a particular temperature for the yeast? Kind of a cool room is ideal. And for each recipe kit, we'll actually ship a little temperature strip that you stick on the outside of the keg, and it's just
that's great.
A dummy thermometer, just too hot, too cold, just right. I mean, it's a little Goldilocks style.
That's great. Now, the original kit we saw years ago, I think was $2,000. This is like half the size. Is it half the price?
Well, actually, if you sign up on Kickstarter right now, it's even less than that. And so on Kickstarter, they start at $4.99. We're shipping the first units in March, and we expect them to be closer to $9.99 retail when they launch in brick and mortar.
In March for the full retail?
Yeah, and for full retail.
And do people like beer? Well, let's take a look at that. Well, Dennis just showed you they wanted $200,000. And they got $916,890.
And we're about a third of the way through the campaign, and we hope a lot more people see it and are as excited about it as we are.
Really amazing. A great idea. If you like beer, this is something to check out. Pico Brew. Dick DiBartolo, Man's Madness, try to end the Giz Wiz One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. Peek-a-boo.
This is really cool. It's basic. The chat room says it's, and I agree with them. This is Keurig, but for beer.
Yes.
It will take longer. It'll take a long time.
Depending on the brew, a couple weeks. But
yeah. Wow! And then the Kickstarter campaign, you can right now, and you mentioned at the bottom of the video.
It was take a quick look again. It's picobrew.com.
It's at $1,137,000 right now, and they wanted 200.
They wanted 200,000. I still have 8 days to go.
That is insane.
And a few people in the chat room are saying, "Oh my word!" On Kickstarter, they were selling it for $4.99, which they said is a real bargain.
Right.
No, I mean it. A couple of years ago, when they showed their first machine, I was thinking, are they kidding me? Because it was like a big popcorn machine, and you got bags of yeast and hops, and I think, who's going to go through this? But then now they're saying that was more aimed at like professional places, and that they wanted to do something that would be real easy to do in the home. And they came out with this version where you just get the kit with all the ingredients in it. And I love that little thing where you can vary the alcohol level. I mean, not a ton, but you can adjust it, and the bitterness level. And it's actually a very good looking machine.
It really is. It really is a good looking. I mean, it looks like a really high end microwave, or
yes,
it's very high end, very high end. Wow, that is.
Although there are those in the chat room who said, "I can buy a lot of beer for $500."
Yeah. Does it look
but
like
you ain't brewing it.
You could make this into a sous vide machine? Is that what they're saying? At $1 million? I'm not sure.
That's so funny.
It might actually be. I can't
that's
tell.
so. I'm looking at the. That is
quite amazing.
Actually, they do have a sense of humor too. I don't know if you caught it because he spoke kind of fast. He said, with every kit that you get is a temperature gauge for that particular beer. And he said, you stick it on the keg, and it'll tell you if it's too hot or too cold. It's like a Goldilocks scale.
Yeah, I like
and I'm thinking that's very funny.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. So if you want one, if you want to back on Kickstarter right now, it looks like the $4.99 is all gone. The $5.50 is all gone. The $5.99 is all gone. It looks like you could. Oh no, there's another one for $5.99. I don't know the difference between these two. It looks exactly the same. So yeah, so it looks like you could get one for $599.
Now we're talking about as of November 22nd.
Right.
And the campaign runs through December 1st.
Yes.
So depending on when you're listening to the 8 days to go, depending on when you're listening, or if you missed it all, you have to wait till March and hopefully find it on sale someplace.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll be $9.99.
Gosh, that is quite amazing. I am intrigued. The thing is that for that much money, I don't know if I love the brewing process so much that I don't want to just go buy bottled beer already.
I totally understand. I totally understand. Yeah. But
cool.
What was good about this event, the same as actually the last two events were good for. I did not see one Bluetooth speaker.
Wow.
And I did not see one phone case.
I think they say go away, get out of here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And our third gadget, also from CES Unveiled, New York. Here's another device that is not a speaker or a phone case. And, Chad, it has thermal imaging.
Oh, my, we did it! We did it! Here it is.
Dick DiBartolo, Maz Madness, trying to end the Giz Wiz One Take Theater here at gizwiz.tv. We're at Fleer, and I guess it's like some kind of Halloween-y kind of thing. I mean, Halloween's in the past, but Danielle is going to tell us what we're looking at.
You're looking at is heat. You're not seeing the light. So what you're seeing is the surface temperature from different objects, whether it be a person or a television monitor, to be able to see what the different heat signatures are.
I'm going to bend down a little. Oh my.
Wow.
So as you can see, I have a very cold nose, and I don't have a lot of blood circulation there. And it's cold here.
Wow.
Oh, it is cold.
Can confirm.
And what can you tell about me?
What I can tell you, you have very cold ears, sir, and your glasses are reflecting the light, which is why you can't see through it. You also have a very hot head.
So what is the use for this?
Sure, the do-it-yourself home inspector. So to be able to check for insulation issues in your walls, drafts around your windows and doors, checking the heating in your floor to make sure that it's energy efficient. It also allows you to see at night. So if your dog goes out and you can't find it right away, you'd be able to find your dog and bring it back in safely. If dog pees on the floor, you'd be able to see that before you step in it.
You know, can you change the colors? The reason I ask is I used to write a boating column, and Fleer was always at all the boat shows, and they would sell equipment to big yachts. So a big yacht would not have these colors?
A big yacht would have these colors if they wanted to. So it's actually false color. What we've done is attach color to the different spectrums of heat. But here is your white, hot, black, cold, which is normal, traditional infrared. Now the technology in boats is in here, just at a lower sensor.
That is so cool.
Is this also known as night vision?
No, so night vision actually uses visible light, where this is only heat, no visible light.
Oh, it is actually developing that entire picture based on heat?
All based on heat. So there's actually a thermal sensor right here, as well as a visible camera. We overlay the visible on top of the thermal to create a higher resolution image using a very low resolution thermal sensor.
And is it adaptable to any cell phone, iOS or Android?
It is. So a lightning port connector or a micro USB connector for Android.
And is this out now?
It is, for $249.
$249, and your website is?
Fleer.com.
Fleer.com, and the name of the gadget is?
Fleer 1.
Fleer 1. Dick DiBartolo, man's man is trying to end the Giz Wiz one-take theater here at gizwiz.tv. Amazingly, she could see right through me. Bye.
I think this is the coolest thing. You have the coolest gadgets this week, Dick. I haven't disliked a single one. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah.
Thermal imaging to me is so neat, and to have that on a phone, oh my gosh.
Well, you know, it's so funny. All those years at the boat show, you would walk up on a yacht and they would have these displays down in the engine room where you could see in the engine room, even though it was dark in the engine room. And I didn't realize that it constructs the whole scene from heat. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It sort of means that everything we look at has heat in some form.
Yeah. And somehow it's sending that back to, I wonder how it works. Does it? Because I've seen those laser, devices that you could point at a wall and tell the heat of it.
Yes.
I wonder if it's just doing that a whole bunch. And
I don't know, but that is one of the uses for this is to go around your home and see where heat is escaping, or in the summertime where heat is coming in. So you want to take care of those leaks, so you don't use a lot of air conditioning. And usually the FLIR equipment is way up in the thousands of dollars. So obviously they thought, wait a minute. We could just make an add-on to a cell phone and bring it in a lot less than buying a complete unit.
This is, I could see also for a few industries that this would be amazing. I remember pest control folks, they would go around and they hit the laser on the wall. If they could just use their phone to see where there's heat, they could tell that there's pests behind the wall.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I remember seeing that especially with beehives. You could tell where a beehive is inside of an existing home based off of the heat of the hive. That is very, very interesting. And this is the second version, which she said the camera is 4 times more sensitive than the original version. So if you are interested in this, it's called the FLIR 1, and I guess the first one was just the FLIR. It's 4 times the resolution. That's what it was. That is very, very neat. And I could also see when you're looking for your pets at night. I don't know if I'd spend $200 on it, but I kind of want to. I really want to.
It's cheaper just to not let your pet out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Unless they're on a leash.
Exactly. Surgically attach, a leash to them. Well, that is a really neat gadget. That is very cool. Wow.
Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for...
No, you don't need it, but you might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it?
Yes. Okay. So Chad polled our Patreons, and they said, Chad, show us stuff from your gadget warehouse.
From my gadget warehouse. And I think it's also very telling because, I haven't been in the industry for very long. So, at least not when I was a child. So all of these products are very personal products. Where, because I wasn't just covering things, these were products that I actually used all the time.
Yeah, I know, yes.
So this product is near and dear to my childhood, and I teased it during the tease, so I'm just going to show it off. It is my original Game Boy. This was released by Nintendo, and, I forget the original release price. That would be I'm going to search for that. But you would play games on this. It had just a monochrome screen. Unfortunately, I tried to turn it on and see if it would work, and mine does not work anymore.
Okay. So you need every cartridge.
Yes.
Every game had to be a separate cartridge.
It was. Right? It was a separate ROM, so read-only memory, and you would drop that into the back of the Game Boy, and then you would flip the power switch, and it would also lock in the cartridge at the same time, so you couldn't pull out the cartridge while you were playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then it included a headphone port at the bottom, and a power port on the side, and a volume over here. Oh, this was actually contrast. Volume was over here. Here's volume. And then
Chat room's come up with the price. Ty can't play. The original price in 1989 was $90.
$90. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. I remember I played the original Pokemon on this bad boy. I found it online, and so here is what the packaging looked like. My parents insisted that I get a red Game Boy, so that it was easier for them to spot, so they wouldn't step on it when when they went into my room, and so that's what.
Is that why you started to do the red hair, so they wouldn't step on you?
Yes, yeah. You know, I have a sensitive head.
Don't step on Chad.
Please don't step on me. I really badly wanted to find some of the games that I played, and I couldn't. I looked everywhere. And there was also one accessory that I wanted to show off, and because it was just absolutely ridiculous. And so instead, I went ahead and found an image of it online.
Okay.
So this image, whoops, there we go. Whoop, is one of the accessories that I used on a daily basis with my Game Boy.
What in the world is that?
So this included speakers. So these are these fold-out speakers. It would plug in to your headphone jack down there. Because this I thought was Giz Wiz in a nutshell. Like this whole
Yes, is that a magnifier?
Yes. So it had a magnifying glass. And not only that, but these side ports were lights. So it would shine lights onto the screen. The screen was not backlit. There was no backlit to the screen. So you would shine a light onto the screen at night. And then also, this was powered by the back. The back had two electrodes that would go into the battery pack. Basically, you would have these, it was two like cloth-like electrodes that you would open up this back and you would stick them in between the positive and the negative connections here, and then you'd have to stick them there and then close the cover so that it would keep them in place. And that is how it all got power. That's how it would power the light and power the speakers and things like that. And then you couldn't open up the back, otherwise those electrodes would fall off.
That is a riot.
And then it also included, which I never used, but it included this joystick accessory, which was supposed to make it easier to game with. And it would slide onto, there's a little bit of a ridge on the side of the Game Boy right here. And it would slide into that, and you could use it as an accessory, as a joystick. We never used it. It was such a crummy little experience to play with. And so,
someone in the chat room said, "So did you get like an hour's worth of battery life?"
Oh yeah, the battery life was horrible
when you hooked up all those things.
So inevitably, what you would do is I would go find the power brick. So that I would plug it into the wall and then have that whole contraption, and then I would play, and that is how I would play my Nintendo. So yeah,
that is a riot.
I never owned...
But if I had bought a Game Boy, I would have had that accessory, because you're absolutely right. That is, I would have thought that was the best.
Yeah.
That I could add all that crap on.
And it would easily add like 2 pounds to the entire contraption. It was this honking, just like massive thing right on the top. And you'd sit there and game. I mean, there was there was nothing like
Nintendo didn't make it, right?
I don't believe Nintendo made it.
Yeah.
No, it was called the Handy Boy, and let me see if
Art said, "Pimp my Game Boy."
Yes, please. That's you know, it was a very 90s thing to do. It was just to seriously add as much as you could onto the Game Boy. It was by Nintendo, by the way.
It was.
And you can buy one right now for $40.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
It got 5 stars.
Wow.
How many people gave it 5 stars?
3 customer reviews.
Okay. And they all worked for Nintendo.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I wish I had all those accessories still. I was only able to find my original Game Boy, which doesn't even work. Very upsetting. It even has the cover for the extension cord, which you could connect other Game Boys with a few other games. It's funny because I remember, I'm surprised at how much there actually was in this little device. For some reason, I never remember it having a headphone jack or a connector to play with friends or a contrast slider. There's so much to this that I didn't realize it was pretty powerful for what it did. Yeah. And absolutely loved it. It wasn't until later that the Game Boy Color came out, and for a while I was so young and naive, I thought that I had a Game Boy Color because it's obviously color.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so...
well, you had a Game Boy in color.
I did. I had a color Game Boy. Is really what I had.
There you go.
So yeah, so for $90 way back in the day, and wow. You too can own your very own Game Boy right now if you want. It looks like there's some for $28 used, or 3 collectibles for $70. So that is the Game Boy that I grew up with. Dot matrix with stereo sound, it says.
Oh, stereo sound? What?
Stereo sound, it says right above the speaker.
I guess stereo sound only through headphones, because I only see one speaker. Yeah.
I really wish I could have found some of the games. I remember playing Zelda nonstop. Zelda, Pokemon. We had Tom and Jerry. We had Spider-Man. Bomber.
How do you know it's not home at your house?
It might. I looked where I found it in the box. I looked all through that
I would
box.
look for the person selling the accessories if it happens to be someone named Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah, right. We got a handy boy here. No one wants to buy it. It was funny. I was Bomberman. I loved Bomberman so much. It came with Bomberman, and I think it was Warrior World. And I loved it because you had unlimited continues. And every other game, you'd got like 3 continues, and then you had to start over. Loved that Bomberman had unlimited continues because I died so much.
Okay.
Kirby. I also had a lot of Kirby. So, anyway, that is my Gadget Warehouse. By the way, I believe that's the last Gadget Warehouse for the month of November. So I will be asking the Patreon people, all our patrons, what the next Chad's Crappy Corner theme will be. So keep an eye out on the Patreon page to patron-only messages to submit your vote to figure out what I do for next month. So
excellent.
Perfect.
Excellent.
And with that, let's get into the original, the official Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Foghorn. What do you got this week?
I am going to do a gadget that I did show on that ABC thing, and it's from the What in the World Was This Person Thinking? It was at CES, I think, 2010, where we all got a free keyboard called the Giz Keyboard. And the object here was a lot of men don't know how to touch type.
Oh, it was the guys. So
the guys.
For guys. The keyboard for guys.
For guys, exactly.
Got it.
As a matter of fact, like their logo was like a nude girl covering her breast with this keyboard, just to show you this is a guy's keyboard.
Okay, got it.
So you would think maybe it's in alphabetical order,
right?
And you could pick out things faster. So if you want to go to my close-up camera,
okay.
This is from the What in the World. It is so instead of a QWERTY keyboard, it's like a Z-Zebedida.
It's a Fwells keyboard.
Yeah. So the thing is, if you type the word "the" a lot, you got it made.
Yeah.
If you type the word "sin" or "sing," you got it made.
Oh my gosh. Or "aimv." AIMV.
Right, but the funny thing is, I didn't realize it till I was setting this up for the show. The numbers aren't in order. Okay.
Oh my gosh! It goes what? It goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh!
So how this would make it easier for guys
who are right-handed to get to 1 through 5 faster? Or is the F keys in order? Let me look at that.
Let's see the 1, 2, 3 F 1, 2, 3. All the F keys are in order. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, who screwed up there?
But you know what? I typed in Google Guy's Keyboard, nothing came up. So I'm wondering if after CES, when people just said either no thanks or are you kidding, if they never made them. The company was called Simply Pluggo. And I noticed that Simply Pluggo now makes like Spanish keyboards and foreign keyboards. So I guess they had the technology to make keyboards. I have no idea. I can see. I mean,
I don't understand.
Neither do I. I just.
You would think if you were going to make a keyboard,
wouldn't alphabetical make the most sense?
What was the logic behind this keyboard? Where was the logic? What were they thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he figured, well, let's see. I use and Z. I guess he said I don't use Z a lot, so I'm going to put Z all the way up in the corner.
Yeah.
Maybe he did it letter by letter.
But isn't that what Dvorak keyboards are for? It's for fast typing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, also, if you're going to learn a keyboard, why not just learn the QWERTY keyboard instead of the
Exactly. If it's going to be out of order, QWERTY isn't all that bad.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Some PC guy says maybe someone just pulled the keycaps off and put them on the wrong switches. I don't know.
I don't know. Either.
Hang on. I'm just gonna look at the
That is quite the gadget, Dick.
Yeah. Isn't that a riot? This is for broadcasters, retailers, celebrities. The Guy's Keyboard. Oh, and he actually advertised it. Guy's Keyboard with the all-new Fazekas type layout.
Fazekas?
Fazekas. Easy type layout.
I don't understand that either, because if you look at your product, it doesn't say Fazekas on the top. It says...
No, you're absolutely right.
Etha Wilson.
You're absolutely right, Chad.
F-E...
No, he said the all-new Fazekas. Easy type layout. Designed for guys who can't type.
I can't even find the E. Oh, there it is. I don't know. Do you think someone came into your warehouse and switched around these keys, Dick? Because
oh, you know what? There's a website address here. Just go to guyskeyboard.com.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure that this works.
And they said, we just reached our $5 million goal on Kickstarter. We were looking for $20, and we have raised more than $5 million. It's dead, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, this webpage does not exist. Guy's Keyboard with the S, right?
Yes.
G-U-Y-S Keyboard.
Yes, Guy's Keyboard. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No name. It's weird that there's not a domain squatter trying to take that domain. You know?
Yeah.
Could be something.
That is just one of the funniest things ever.
That is ridiculous.
And he made them, and he had thousands of them. The booth was floor-to-ceiling keyboards. And in the press room it said, be sure to go to booth so-and-so and get your free keyboard.
Because we won't be able to sell them, is why.
Exactly.
Do you think it was just a manufacturer's mishap, and they were like, well, rebrand... It's not a technological breakthrough. It's a marketing breakthrough.
Yeah, I have no. I mean, you have to. That is a pretty. I mean, getting two keys backwards, possibly, but
gosh.
Taking the alphabet, throwing it into a hat, and saying, maybe the guy had a prototype, and as he was walking over to hand it to the architect dropped it on the floor and said, I'll just put the keys back on anyway. He'll never know the difference.
No, I'm sure we can sell it. We can sell anything. Move on.
Anyway.
Wow.
So there you go. There you go.
Find. With that, let's move on to the letter.
Now, and our letter is from Stephen Menery, Menary. When you were talking about Drizzly, Drizzly was the
beer app.
The beer app where you could call up and order actually any kind of alcohol and get it within an hour. So Stephen says, when you were talking about Drizzly, Chad came up with the idea of a carnival group turning up to cheer you up on a rainy day. That gave me an idea. What about an app that you can log on to like Uber, but it finds people nearby that list themselves as having talent? For example, I'm sitting in Starbucks. I've just finished listening to the Giz Wiz. Now I'm bored. I get out my phone. I open the Entertain Me app and search. There's a juggler 20 yards away of my current location. I book them. They come and they juggle while I enjoy my drink. You could start a rating system, a skill level, have a fight with your girlfriend. Let's see if I can find a barbershop quartet nearby. And if your boss is bored, you could order a face painter. This business model has Giz Wiz quality stamped all over it. Actually, Stephen, I think it has Guy's Keyboard.
By the way, to go back to Guys, the chat room has come through for us.
They found it?
Do you know about the Wayback Machine?
No.
The Wayback Machine is started by the Internet Archive, archive.org, and they grab web pages and keep them. And so if you go to the Wayback
you found
Machine,
the key?
You can go to guyskeyboard.com and get the old website back.
That is... look! I love. First of all, I love the model with the keyboard.
Yes, of course.
And I love the no QWERTY keyboard. You know, the red circle, the circle with the line.
Patent pending, by the way.
QWERTY keyboard bad.
I also love how the two tabs that are still available is Order and Babes. Those are the two options.
But Chad, we made fun of this man. There's the logic.
Yes,
vowels and common letters are at the center.
Yeah, you'll use it for a week and never go back to QWERTY. Now, this gets bad. I don't know how. Women, this is a quote from Fazekas. By the way, we figured out why it doesn't make any sense. That's the guy's name.
Okay.
Is that the name of the keyboard? I don't know. Anyway, QWERTY, Guy's Keyboard. Women have invested all their lives typing on QWERTY. Men never really learned, so they are more eager to change to the Guy's Keyboard, says Fazekas. Oh my gosh.
That is great.
Yeah, Daryl Fazekas has thrown out the current QWERTY keyboard and built one of his own called the Giz Keyboard. And what a change it will be after 127 years of inertia.
Inertia?
The Giz Keyboard may be the first successful competitor to something sometimes hated QWERTY keyboard. Oh my gosh.
That is a riot.
This is ridiculous. Oh, I can download these babes. Oh my gosh.
That is a riot.
If there hasn't been a facepalm moment ever on this show,
that is a riot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is the Giz Keyboard.
Chad, when you email me the picture of your Game Boy
I'll send you this
my
link.
website, send me that link.
I will.
That is a riot.
Oh my gosh! What's funny is the download link for the babes still work. I can choose JPEG.
Oh, it does?
There we go. There's those babes.
Oh, that's a riot.
Oh my gosh! This is. There's no way to describe how weird this feels. How. It just feels creepy too. Oh my gosh! Sorry. Okay, let's get back.
I know. Well, you know, instead of that bottom of a bikini, I'm amazed he doesn't have a mouse down there.
Gosh, God, I know.
God, that poor model.
Poor model.
Well, we got more mileage out of that than most other gadgets at the Gadget Warehouse. That is so funny.
No joke.
Stephen Menery, thank you for your email about the entertainment app. Oh, and don't forget, even though I did the Giz Wiz Warehouse this week, we're looking for more videos. We only have one, and I asked the guy who sent it in if he might shoot it again with a bit more light. So we're looking for videos soon. So warehouse video, anything you have around, like Chad's Game Boy. It's just great because people have an affinity for old gadgets. Even though they don't work, for some reason they can't throw them out. So make a 2 to 3 minute video, put it on YouTube, and you can put on YouTube and you can click unlisted or even private if you only want us to see it. And send us the link. It goes to mail@gizwiz.tv, and it can be pretty much anything. An old gadget, something that you just bought and love, your favorite gadget of all time, or you bought a piece of crap, something you bought recently and it just isn't worth the money. We're not going to give you a refund, but you can warn others not to buy it. Gizwiz.tv, and if you live in the U.S. or Canada and we show your video, you get an autographed copy of Mad Magazine, one of those 35-plus-year-old Alfred E. Newman pictures. If you live outside U.S. or Canada, we will heap tons of credit upon you. And you can say, I was on the same show where the guys were on ABC News.
Yeah, the same show that the hosts were on ABC.
Right. I was on the same show that had the Giz Keyboard.
Right. That's us. The Giz Wiz.
That's us. The Giz Wiz.
That is fantastic. I don't even remember what the letter was. What was the letter?
Oh, the letter was that you had suggested something about hiring an entertainment group.
The Uber,
and he said that
Uber for entertainers.
Uber. So he was saying that
idea.
they should be Uber. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Uber every once in a while will offer something new. So like Uber Eats, will deliver food. They had Uber Kittens once, where they would drive over and give you some kittens. They need Uber entertainment.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I think it's great. I think it's a great idea.
Now, if you want some entertainment, head on over to gizwiz.biz, where you can play What the Heck Is It? And
Beatmaster says, how about the Uber clown car?
Oh my gosh. You never know how many clowns are actually going to come out of it.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Here is the gadget for What the Heck Is It? You got to guess what this is? It's pretty obvious to me that this is a way for you to keep all of your gerbils in one line. When you go and walk your gerbils, you put their, it's like collars, and you can take your gerbils on a walk, not worry about them all getting all mixed up or tangled up with the traditional, leashes. Those leashes get all tangled. This is just one leash. Keep your gerbils in line with the gerbil collar. Now only $19.95 plus $20 shipping and handling.
Yeah. We can add that to our entertainment thing. They would be the gerbilettes.
The gerbilets.
Yes. The gerbilettes.
Yes.
Entertaining.
If you think you have the correct answer, there are 12 Mad magazines signed by Dick himself, not even released yet, so we don't even know what the cover looks like. For correct answers, but 24 for cute, silly, hilarious, and ridiculous answers. So get a guessin' over at gizwiz.biz. We want to give a big thank you to our supporters on Patreon. Patreon.com/GizWiz is the place that you can support. And big thank you to all the patrons who are showing their support. If you like to support independent content, Patreon is the best place to do it, and we give a big, warm thank you to all of our supporters. You can also find out more about who is supporting at gizwiz.tv. There is a Patreon tab, and we have if you donate enough, you become a producer, and you can see all of the producers over here on the Patreon. So
it really is great. There would there would be no Giz Wiz without the Patreons.
Yes, that's true.
So we thank you very much.
Thank you so much. If for some reason PayPal is how you like to support, there's a link there on the page as well. If you want to watch the show live, you can do so just about every Thursday.
Amazingly, next Thursday, Thanksgiving, which is why we're doing it today. But the following Thursday, we're doing it at its regular time.
I'm so excited.
Unless something comes up for either one of us. But right now...
Motion.
Oops, sorry. Yep.
December, I think
live.
it's December. Yep, December 3rd, I think it is.
And so you can head on over to gizwiz.tv to catch it live. If we're live, it'll just show
and join
up right
our chat room. Our chat room is great fun.
Yep.
The chat room was on the ball today, finding that website.
That was
and
so funny. Yes.
The price of the Game Boy, and it's great. The chat room's great.
I love the chat room. There's right now 61 people in the chat room, which is pretty good considering we're on a Sunday. We record on Thursday, so pretty far away from our normal day. If you want to subscribe to the show, there's links to iTunes, RSS with HD, SD, and audio versions, and also YouTube versions on the website as well as notes for all of our previous episodes, where you can find links to the products and links to Dick's descriptions of the products on gizwiz.biz.
And brand new sausage links for the holidays.
Exciting. Yep. Really?
Exciting. Yeah.
Wow.
Just something... Trying to be different than other websites.
Just throw some stuff out there. By the way, if you do want to give some Giz Wiz gifts for the holidays, we have some Giz Wiz products on HelloOMG.com. All you have to do is go to HelloOMG.com, scroll down, and there is a Giz Wiz collection section.
Wow.
Like that, and there's T-shirts, mugs.
Oh, my word, I didn't see those.
Yeah, we added the Dick mustache.
Wow.
Yeah, the Giz Wiz logo. You can get this in a few different colors. So if you wanted a lemon or light pink, I chose lemon again. Here's silver. There you go. There's all sorts of different colors.
It's great. Oh, I like the gray.
Yeah.
Nice.
Doesn't that look nice? So,
yeah.
the Giz Wiz
and you don't have to wash it as much.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We should offer a brown shirt, too.
Yes, exactly.
There you go. So there's lots of Giz Wiz products at HelloOMG.com. So thank you guys so much. And that about wraps it up for this episode of the Giz Wiz. We will see you in December next time.
I'll be here.